two voices right there, easily. Two of the most respected men I have met in the business. I might be going to limit it to just lyricist Tracy G. Two of the most respected men that I have met in the business. Always been solid, stood on their square, never bent when it came to their integrity, their authenticity. Two respected men that I know from this industry, from the time when he first, what was that joint called? The Brick, when he first dropped The Brick back in 07. Woo! Oh my God, was it 08? Was it 07? 07?
That's when I met him.
Yeah, that was when you met him?
Yep. Yes. I was doing Spit Kicker Radio with Mr. Wall from the Beat Miners.
Shout out to the Beat Miners.
Yep, yes. Real talk. That's when we first met.
Oh, man, the character in this man's voice has always been the character. Mike Muse, when he spits his verses, he paints a picture. It's the connotation. It's not just the syllables. It's not just the pocket he rides. It's what he does to a word with vocals, like octaves, that he could do to make it, to change the definition of a bar. These are the things I noticed, Mike Muse. Get Mike Muse on camera, man. Get Mike Muse on camera. These are the things I noticed.
But I mean, you noticing that way, this intonation can change the meaning of a word alone.
Absolutely. And I don't know if folks give enough credit to that. It's not just the metaphor, the simile. It's more to it than that when you're delivering these bars, because you got to paint a picture. We just played this song, Vibrate Higher, featuring AZ. And Mike, what was it you said?
I turned over to Sway, so this is on the side, and I was like, yo, this song is a vibe. And the reason why I said that, fellas, is because a lot of times we're prepping while sometimes music is being played, and it's rare I look up. But the vibe made me look up out of my prep. And that's when I said, "Oh, they got something here.
They got something here, man." And so I'm gonna let you talk, Joell. I just want to praise you for a second.
Smell them flowers, baby.
I just want to praise you. I do it every time you come up here, man. But I just think, and then him partnering up with, this is my brother. This is beyond rap. We done seen and been through so much together, me and this man right here. We done businesses together. We've made money together, which is unusual because I never get to make money with artists, Heather B. They only make money off of me.
They just use you and
they drive me the fuck up. I'm a walking body of dust right now. Because you be telling
everybody too soon I want to see you win. So they be like,
I do this. Like what I'm not supposed to say, I don't want to see you win?
Yeah, but you too soon.
Well, we done broke bread. This man has been to my home with family. I know his family. I know COB. I know Dynasty Entertainment from back in the day. I know I've known this man when he took over Death Row Records.
Yeah. Wow.
This man helped really Mike Muse, to put it in context, he helped us really solidify what we were trying to do with the world famous Wake Up Show by keeping a bar that was so excellent, it scared whackness away from our platform. Come on, man. He scared the whackness away from our platform. Come on, man. He's I've seen him come to the aid of some of your biggest favorite iconic artists and save their ass from beatdowns. He's truly who he say he is. Right? I've seen it. But very business-minded, mogul-minded. I want to welcome them to the show. You guys know him affectionately as King Crooked and Joell Ortiz.
Woo! Hey. Welcome.
Two great ones back.
Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's like 2 years.
Warm it up, man.
Gotta warm it up, man.
I needed that intro in my spirit, man.
Man, for real.
Your spirit?
I needed it in my, you know what I mean? Because, like, I was telling Heather before we got on, I'm like, let me just soak up the energy in this room, because it's been a while since we've been running around with everything, with the pandemic and just people not knowing how to deal with each other, even post-pandemic.
Yeah.
So, like, to be in a room full of love and people that was there since the beginning, it feels really good.
Man, take this, man. Here, bro. Here you go. Take that shit.
Yeah.
It feels good, man.
Yeah, well, you know, it's all about the love. Y'all been through a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Y'all been on your you've been on your road. You've been on a mission. I feel like you've been on a mission. Yeah. Is that fair to say, Crook?
Absolutely. We've been on a mission, bro. A journey.
A journey.
You know what I'm saying? And been through a lot. Said it in the song Vibrate Higher, you know. That's why it's like, you know, we paint our pictures full of life. You know? And it's very important that we just I'm just trying to align, me personally, trying to align with the best version of myself, you know what I'm saying? And trying to live in my truth, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, I like that I've been through a lot, because when I hear myself talking to my kids, or I hear myself talking to the younger, the younger homies, I'm like, yo, you just dropped the gym on them. You know what I'm saying?
You sound good.
Like, yo, if I say so myself, you know what I mean? So it's like, yo, it's been a rough journey. It's been a smooth journey. It's been cool, but the universe do what it's supposed to do. I met this man right here on the cover of the XXL magazine's first freshman.
That's how y'all met?
What?
That's how we met.
The first.
Yeah.
know that.
That's,
really?
Yeah.
What year was that?
What year was that?
When did they do it? Not 8?
2008?
Yeah, it might have been 8.
Around, I don't remember, but I just remember an artist named Novel was bigging him up all the time. Novel from the West Coast. He was a singer. He was like, man, you remind me of this dude, Crook. I can't wait till you meet Crook. And then they called us in for the shoot. And I'm like, yo, that's Crook right there. I got to say something to him. And I'm like, yo, Crook, yo, what up? It's Joell. I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? I know your stuff. He was like, yo, I'm a fan too, my brother. And it's crazy because it was 10 of us, and that was the first time they was doing the cover. And they tried a couple of different configurations, but when the one they went with was me standing right next to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Premonition. That was a premonition.
Yo,
Yeah, it was
that's
ill.
wild.
Because y'all would probably, I don't remember who was on that cover, but whoever it wasn't out rapping y'all.
Now the cover was loaded though.
Oh, was it?
Pat
It was a good-
Boos,
Yeah.
Saigon.
Well, let me take that back.
Now we was up there. Lil Boosie.
Lupe was on
Lupe.
that.
Lupe was on that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They did that one right.
That was a good one.
They did that one right. But I also want to give you guys a lot of props because individuality is so emphasized in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And so for you, Joell, to hear someone say Novel, say, yo, I know someone that reminds me of you. You know what I'm saying? And for you to embrace that and be like, I bet, let me link with this person.
Yeah.
And the ability to be in a group, the ability to do an entire album with someone else, I feel like shows a lot of self-assuredness, confidence, but also the ability to celebrate someone else.
Yeah, I mean, being just so you know, being a solo act, although it's real fun, the work is rigorous though.
Yes.
It's all on you.
Yes.
Where am I gonna pull the inspiration from? What beat am I selecting? Damn, do I even feel like rapping today? So when you got somebody next to you that has elite energy, you know what I mean, and you respect in the MC world and penmanship world, and he's just like, yo, today I'll spearhead this one. Now you got energy you can bounce off. You ain't got to pull from somewhere where you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I can't explain what that feels like when I'm sitting there vibing and I'm like, all right, I was going in this direction, and Crook like, all right, I'm ready, and then he laid his verse, and you go, all right, let me crumble this. Because this is where we need to be. You know what I mean? This is where it should have went. I wasn't really feeling it. I ain't want to say nothing because I'm just trying to be, keep up and do the work while we here. You know what I mean? But man,
likewise.
being
It's
next to him
likewise.
is crazy, man.
It's likewise.
Wow.
It's like,
I
when
love
you don't
that
got,
you broke. I'm sorry. I love that
That
you broke
was so
that down, bro.
beautiful.
Because we don't
Yeah.
get that insight.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
mean, I'm sure you got your off days, Tracy. Sometimes y'all come in, y'all ain't really in there.
That's
And
them
then
all the time. I got to boost them up, though. I'm
he
glad
did.
you noticed that. But go ahead.
All right, 9:15er.
Yeah, but even like in the hallway when we saw you before we came in here, and it's just like, fellas, what's up? Yeah, we going boom, boom, boom. It's just like, all right, cool. This ain't work. This is family.
This
It's a
is
family
family.
affair. Yeah.
You
Nice.
put your time in, man.
Yeah.
Word.
Appreciate
You ain't
that.
got nothing to prove, brother. You did what you set out to
Appreciate
do.
that.
You just got more to do.
I feel you.
It's family, man.
As
Right?
Sway mentions family, this question is for both of you guys. You often hear people ask women, like, how do you juggle it all? Motherhood and, your career and business. But as men, how are you juggling it all as father? Just how do you do it all? Because I love how y'all said as artists, you hold each other accountable. But then, outside of that, how are you juggling?
Well, you know what I did? I saw a clip of Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to the Mamba.
Yes.
And he wrote a contract to himself. So that's what I did. And I put on a contract, you know what I mean? The things that I wanted to achieve and the habits that I wanted to keep this year. You know what I mean? And one of them was balancing time, to make sure I got time to talk to my kids. Make sure that, you know what I mean, my mom is still here, thank God. Make sure that I got time to talk to her, you know what I mean, and go see her, be a better brother, be a better father, and things like that. So once I made the contract, I just put my signature on it, slapped it on my bathroom window, mirror, and I see it every single day. You know what I'm saying? And that's I think that's something that we need to start doing more. Is like really, I'm a visual kind of person, so if I see it, I'll stay true to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I just say, yo, this is what I want to do, and I just keep it in the back of my mind, it gets cluttered up there.
Yeah.
So that's how I keep my balance.
Thank
you know
you
what
for
I mean?
sharing
That's
that.
how I do it.
Joel, what about you?
I mean, I think back to the younger me, like on that grind. I had children early. I had 2 boys early. I was 19 and 20, like 19 and then 22. And that was around the same time that I was trying to be a rapper. So I watched my first son, you know, get taken away from me at the age of 1.5, because at the time, you know, his mom was just like, you going to the studio and all that don't.
That ain't working for
What's
me.
going
dog.
on? I hear you, but what we doing?
Studio
We
ain't
parents
me.
now.
Yeah.
We parents now. What are we doing? Like, yeah.
Quit
So-
hiding in the studio.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're in there 10, 12 hours. You got chicks in there. I'm like, nah, it ain't like that. Like, I'm really trying to do this. It takes everything for me to try to do this. And, you know, she was young too. She wasn't really hearing that. So she moved to Atlanta with my son at the age of 1.5, right? So I dealt with that, right? And then when things started getting a little something, a little steam, I had another child. So I say that to say I wasn't really there that much because like it had to be about me for a second.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm a parent, so it was tough. The early years were really, really, really tough. But as things started happening, things like a phone call from my first son's mom, hey, just want to let you know, I should have probably been a little more supportive.
Oh, that's man. Come on, man. Give her.
That means a lot.
Yeah, it meant everything.
Yeah.
What's her name? Can we say her first name?
Yeah, her name is Candace.
Candace.
Yeah.
I rock with you, Candace.
Yeah.
Salute to Candace.
So, that happened, and then, it made the grind a little bit easy, because I come home from tours or whatever, and now I'm like, I'm Santa, I come in with the PlayStation 3 is out. Here go to PlayStation 3, all the games. I used to take both my sons. We walked through Toys R Us. Rest in peace, Toys R Us.
Come on,
man.
Dog,
Man.
your kids used to you could tell them in 2 months from before, I'm going to take you to Toys R Us in April. They good.
Yeah.
From February to April.
That would keep behavior in line. Like, yo, we going. You still want to go to Toys R Us?
Toys R Us was bonus parents.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yo.
so I come home from tour and be that guy. Come on, we walking through. We don't even know what we getting, but we getting stuff, right? Fast forward now, in this phase of my life, my oldest son is a father.
Wow.
I'm grandfather Yawa.
Grandfather Yawa in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the grandfathers in hip hop.
Y'all never knew it was gonna happen like that. It's beautiful.
And
Yo, that's
we got a
beautiful.
great relationship. You know what I'm saying?
my God.
My youngest son is in college. He up there
Man,
doing his thing.
shout out
up
to
there.
that
Yeah,
too.
so
Come on.
God bless.
Wow.
Yeah, God is
wow.
great, man.
Wow. Come on.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
You must be a fire grandpops.
I'm right. 'Cause you know what I'm saying?
You might be the illest rapping grandfather on the planet.
Hey, I think so, bro.
Like, no, I appreciate that. Like my son, he's like, it feels good doing when I'm having rap arguments. I could be like, yo, but you can't front. My pops give it up. Like, you can literally say that.
You can really say, yo, my grandfather got out rap
Yeah, my
yours.
grandfather get there.
You know who he is?
Yeah, so-
Come on.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
It was
That's
tough early on, but now I feel like I went from being a really young parent to a really young grandfather.
Right.
Yo,
It's
it paid
ill.
off.
It's
Yeah.
ill. It's ill.
Damn, man. I'm not a grandfather yet, but I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Yes,
it'll
sir.
happen.
Not me.
Not you?
Hell no.
How many kids you got, Clip?
I got 2 daughters and a son.
You ain't, man.
And my daughters are the oldest, and it's like, yo,
And they're beautiful.
yeah, man, thank you, man. But it's
Yeah.
like, nah, don't do it yet.
How old?
I ain't my daughter, one is getting her master's right now.
Congratulations.
Wow, man.
Incredible.
People need to hear this, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for sharing this. Her master's?
Yeah, getting her master's. My other daughter opened her own art business. And it's like,
Beautiful.
it is because they don't know where we come from, and I thank God. But sometimes it come out though, like you don't know, you know what I had to go through. But it's a beautiful thing, and yeah, I ain't ready for the butterflies. You know what I'm saying? To have no kids
dog.
right now.
It ain't up to you, though.
I know it ain't. But hey, but when they ask me, I'm like, hell no.
I ain't mad at that.
My son though, he might beat both of them to the
I was
punch.
gonna
He
say,
only
probably
19
different for
right
your
now.
son.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's shooting
he-
up the club and
Don't
everything.
speak it into
Hey,
existence.
hey,
Yeah, my-
Dominic Jr., chill out, boy. You hear me?
Chill out, boy.
My youngest son, he came back to visit over the summer, and I'm like, so how was it up there in college? You enjoying it, whatever? He like, yeah, it's cool. I'm like, yo, when your voice got deep? I know he up there going to town. He up there, man. I said, man, go ahead, live life,
Oh,
man.
man.
Hey, yo, my son is 6'4", 6'5".
Same.
Is he?
Yes.
Yours too?
Yes.
Wow.
Mine is 6'5".
They get
Yeah.
along?
Yeah, he's 19.
You guys' sons, do they get along?
No, they didn't meet yet.
They ain't meet yet. I'm
Oh.
on the West Coast.
Yeah, remember?
Okay.
LA time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Right.
19-year-old, 6'5".
Wow.
What are you
Yeah.
teaching your sons then about relationships, partnerships? Because we've heard about the children, but I'm interested when it comes to the women in your
ladies,
lives.
man.
Yeah. How's that shaped your growth? What's that look like?
They
Advice
look
for 'em?
puzzled, like they ain't never said nothing to it.
Because like the main thing is just like protect yourself, right? Like that's the first thing I say. Because like he up there. All right, so I can tell him an earful, but he gonna live a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
he's gonna make some mistakes. He's gonna, think that it's macho to deal with a bunch. I hope that I lead by example with what he sees with me and my wife.
Okay.
When he stays with us, my youngest son.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
Okay.
so when he comes home, he knows what it's like to have that household. Household values. I don't want to be, hey, what's going on up there? I just tell him, yo, have fun. Be true to yourself. Don't do don't follow nothing. Lead. If you like something, and she's you do what you do. It's not because of somebody else next to you. Say, yo, she this, she that. Just lead. Always be a leader. That's what I teach him. So I trust his instincts based on the way I raised him.
I like that, man. I'm hearing it. See, I got a daughter, so these same moments, these same like points in her life, at some point you got to let it go and trust them.
You do, man.
You got to hope that data you put into them, it calculates. We're Lawrence Fishburne and Boys in the Hood when Trey was out there, with the meditation balls, right? Mike Muse, get in there, man. I see you gleaming.
Yeah, I can't stop smiling actually, because for me this is narrative shifting. I think this is to me one of the most top 5 powerful conversations that I've had on this show this morning, in my entire time being on this show. Is because I believe that hip hop doesn't celebrate fatherhood and parenting, and I feel like the narrative of hip hop is all about multiple women, multiple partners, this single life. And I'm not saying they're not talking about the children being present, but for you guys to center your children, to be proud of your children, to celebrate your children, I think it teaches this next generation coming up behind that it's okay to be a father and to celebrate fatherhood. You don't have to be with your partner, but to celebrate the idea of fatherhood. I'm just curious, do you see that shifting in hip hop? Because I got to say, it's rare that we have MCs come up here and lean into their children the way that you guys are. And there's so many people who listen to hip hop.
I mean, hip hop is going to be 50 years old next year?
Yeah, next year. Yeah.
I think that has something to do with it. We're just moving into a different space when it comes to hip hop and things that we thought were even possible, like, somebody 50 years old dropping a classic album. That was not even a thought a couple, decades ago for a hip hop artist. So as we get older, things start happening. You know what I mean? You start getting high blood pressure. You might start getting high cholesterol and all these things that you never thought about when you were a young MC. You know what I'm saying? So now how do you translate that into the music and into your conversation? And how do you keep hip hop doing what it's supposed to do, which is teach and spread knowledge? You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, we got to just be honest and live in our truth. You know what I mean? Like, love my kids. I think all of these MCs out here running around need a big homie. I think they all need a big homie, a true big homie, not somebody who's going to lead you down the wrong road, but somebody's going to say, yo, these are the things you need to do. Check your intentions sometimes. What are your intentions here with this move you're about to make? You know what I mean? Ask yourself, look inward. You feel me? So it's like so many things that we can offer now that we're maturing with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's very important. That's another thing. I'm glad you said that, because MCs they run away from certain things, because they think it's uncool. You feel me? But it's totally cool. It's cool to live. We seeing too many people out here getting ran up on, people dying, people getting shot, too many young rappers. That's not cool. That's what's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And at some point we gotta intervene. People said self-destruction when I was coming up, KRS-One dropped that, All in the Same Gang came out on the West Coast to try to, prevent more gang violence, you know, because a lot of us, we did things in the streets that caused destruction, so it's time to repair it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, when it comes to hip-hop, I always saw that as a tool for repairing, you know, marginalized people. You feel me? So it's like, yo, why not talk about what's real? Like right now, I'm trying to prepare the next generation of MCs to take care of yourself with your health, because you could be on that bed laid out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your health. Watch what you eat and start understanding, you know, how to live a little better and a little more healthy, because, you know, that's the ultimate flex. Not putting 20,000 on the gram right now. Put 20 years in the game.
Come on,
Say that
man.
here every day.
King Crooked. You know,
Facts.
you said something on your Instagram about this album. Harbour City Season 1 is out now, by the way, citizens. I was in the forest this past weekend, and that's all I listened to was the Harbour City Season. The interludes, all of it, you know, all of it is great. All of it, I enjoyed it. You guys took me on a great story. I want to ask you about Harbour City Season 1, but I thought it was something really interesting to piggyback on what you just said, Crooked. You said you thought this album was perfect. This is the perfect timing for two different people from the West Coast and the East Coast to come together to make this project, because you're starting to see signs of division.
I mean, rest in peace to PNB Rock. You know what I mean? And what happened to him was a tragedy, and people are on the internet saying, yo, you know what? Cali is violating. We got to start hitting Cali rappers up. We got to start robbing them, killing them.
Wow.
How ignorant is that?
This is what's going on the internet right now, on social media. You know what I mean? And that position is crazy, because anybody in that neighborhood that was not from that neighborhood wearing that type of jewelry and driving that kind of car would have been pointed out as a target. It could have been anybody from California. It don't matter where you're from. You know, it's the environment that needs to change. It's not, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing that kind of talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a rapper out of Detroit, I think he got his house out there was
T Grizzly.
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are saying, you know, oh, Cali is tripping. And people, and listen, man, there's danger everywhere, and there's dangerous people everywhere. So I think they feel like the streets is up a couple points in Cali, and now they got to start scoring too. And that's what
That's
wild,
wild.
because we had Young Thug here last week. Not Young Thug. Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah.
He's talking about Young Thug, talking about different things, and it's like to hear him say basically the same thing about Atlanta or Georgia area. It's like it seems like it's everywhere. We don't know what's going down there daily, but Rich Homie Quan was like, it's murders and stuff happening that don't even make the news.
Yeah.
You
All
know
the
what I
time.
mean?
Yeah.
Like he was like, it's just
These phones,
crazy
y'all.
out
These
here.
phones.
Yeah.
These phones. It's
I'm
just
telling y'all, the root of it all is these phones, the accessibility there's no divide between, you know, regular everyday Joe and your super celebrity anymore. They know where you at all times. You know, you it used to be like, yo, I went to this restaurant, I saw whoop-de-whoop, get out of here, man.
Yep.
Now it's just like he posts that. Now it's people outside waiting on it.
Waiting on it,
I
man.
can't wait. So it's just like opportunity is more. That's all. To me, it looks like there's just more opportunity to run up on you.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
social media can amplify envy too, because when you have access to all of these people's lives, you're seeing the fruits of their labor constantly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that can already fuel your bad behavior even more.
and they're looking at the results.
Right.
You
Not the work.
Look at the hard work. You know what I mean? Like all you guys on the streets. I know some of you street guys are listening now, because listen, man. Remember they used to say ain't no street dudes on the internet. That ain't no
What?
What?
That's the most people on the internet is street dudes. The most street dudes are the most people on the internet.
They
They tell
YouTubers.
you what's up.
YouTubers too now.
Man, they got podcasts. They do it all.
They do it all, and I know y'all listening out there, man. Y'all gotta stop, man.
And
You know what I'm
perpetuating this
saying?
energy, because a lot of them going home to some suburban cribs and they not even toes down like that.
Exactly. They need
That
to stop.
part.
Yeah.
And like back to your original point, I just started feeling a little divide in the culture.
Yeah.
You know, it's just we seen how it started. We seen when Common dropped, I used to love her.
Yeah.
And then people on the West Coast was like, what did he mean by that line
Yeah.
about the West
true.
Coast?
Yes,
You know,
you
and
moved
that's
to
when
the
it
West.
started bubbling. You know what I mean? And when Jay said too much West Coast licking.
Dick licking.
Oh yeah, we can say that. Yeah. So those were the seeds that started planting. People were like, "Yo, hold up, what they trying to say?" You feel me? I feel that energy right now, but it's not being things said on records. It's things said on social media.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, but you know,
And we bring that together though. Look,
that's
It's
why.
Brooklyn
Okay, I
Beach
get
right
it.
here.
Harbour
Yeah.
City season 1.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, and that's, you know, there's a delicate balance between get out the way and rebuild your hood.
And rebuild your hood.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like you see what happens sometimes when you stick around for too long. And it's sad because you want to do things, you know, to, you know, say, look, man, I'm giving back. This is what I love. But, woo, man, they looking at me from up the block. How much longer I got to be out here?
Yeah, it's getting dark.
It's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, man, it shouldn't feel like that.
We got to figure a way for it not to feel like that.
you know what? When I went to Nipsey's funeral, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. One of my older homies from my city was out there. You know what I mean? Boo. And I asked him. I said, "Yo, dog, you know, I got a lot of plans for our city, things I want to get involved in the community. But when you see this man was doing so much good for his community. When you see this, I can't lie, it kind of discourages me some, and I have to sit down and wonder, should I take that pathway? You know what I mean?" And he was like, "Listen, young crook, don't let one bad happening stop you because they still need you."
They still need you.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you just got to understand that part and try to just move with caution. But I hear what you're saying, Joell. It's a tough balancing act, bro.
We got Joell Ortiz and King Crooked right here. Big round of applause. The album is called Harbour City Season 1.
Yeah.
It's work to be done. It's a mindset in our communities that has to start being fed from an early age. I don't know if I like that word, but educated from an early age. It's self-knowledge. It's how do we become controllers or owners of the banks? How do we become, owners of or more involved in our school systems, our hospitals, so on and so forth? We're at that age where it can happen. One of the solutions, too, is out of many, I think, one of the things we all grew up with in East Oakland, I grew up off of 23rd Ave, there was a child care center called Manzanita Community Child Care Center. And in retrospect, looking back, the amount of time we spent in that child care center kept us from the ample time being influenced by a lot of temptations in the streets. We didn't realize it back then, but the community center in the neighborhood was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The community center in the neighborhood used to be a big deal. So I know we opening a lot of food chains, and that's amazing because it helps build wealth. But I would like to see us spearhead community centers back in the neighborhood. Y'all did a song about community center. Why was that?
For what you spoke on just now, man. All right, so you don't got. We was all poverty stricken, right?
Yeah.
Like we all didn't have too much to look forward to in regards to our neighborhood when you stepped outside of for me, the projects. So the community center had a pool table.
Yeah.
The community center had open gym so you can play ball all day. The community center had knock hockey and just things we didn't have. We didn't have that. So
Computers.
Computers. So that I remember coming home from school, ripping my book bag off. You know, me trying to run out the house. My mom be like, "Get to that homework." I'm like, "Oh God, let me knock this homework out because I got to get to the community center."
Yeah.
Everybody's about to be there, right? So like en route to the community center, you don't notice when you at that age, but you just said that. You walking past killers, drug dealers, all the things that can deter your whole path. You know what I mean? So like it's like, man, this was the safe haven. This is where we all met up. The OG, like I said on the community center song, the OGs controlled the outside courts. So it's like I'm too young. I play ball, but like they gonna be like, "Get out of here, man."
Yeah.
So it's like this the place where it's like, we good. You know what I mean? The little kids, we could rock and roll. Mr. Turner, an old head that showed me how to shoot pool. that was big for me. Like, oh, all right, cool. But it was also, he was giving me jewels too, life jewels while he did that, while he stood over me. Now you got to do this. This is how you cut it. You know, whatever. What you do? How's your math? How you doing in math? Just somebody that was being a figure. My dad had jetted. So like just these grown men that wasn't outside doing wild stuff. They was taking their time to be inside talking to the little kids.
Yeah.
This is who I looked up to. Oh, snap, Mr. Barnes is here today. I wonder if he going to pick me for kickball. But it's, you don't realize Mr. Barnes meant more than a kickball captain to you.
Yeah.
He was he's the one that's going to check you. He the one to make sure that you staying right. Like the community center was everything as a kid. Everything.
And it's the song Community Center. Community Center, that's off the Harbour City Season 1. King Crook is here.
Woo!
Joell Ortiz is here.
Woo!
We're having some really great convo on and off air. Kevin in Atlanta. Go ahead, Kev, real
What
quick.
up,
You want to
Kev?
talk to
Ooh,
him, Kev?
Kev, what up?
What up?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to everybody. And, I got to say, Joell Ortiz, Crooked, Joell, you in my top 5, you heard?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
But I want to say this since y'all up there, man. I'm from Far Rockaway, Queens. You know Joell, how Far Rockaway is. But now I live outside of Atlanta in the suburbs, you heard?
Right.
I'm seeing these young kids, they looking at the internet, they looking at social media, they trying to be gangster, they walk around with guns with sticks, they never lived in the hood a day in their life, and it's all propagated by the social media. What do you got to say about that? And also, I see all these rappers on these social media platforms as well, flashing the cars and the jewels. Why won't they flash some property and businesses that they own?
Okay, Kev. All right, Kev. Kev making a statement right now. Kev, you a citizen, Kev. We talked off the mic about hip-hop is the one space where artists can hide and never grow up.
Wow. Say that again.
Yeah. Hip-hop is the one space where artists can hide and never grow up.
Ain't got to mature.
Don't have to mature.
Wow. Yep.
Camouflaged.
Right? And that's something we got to start coping and dealing with, seriously, because I think that's where we as OGs are lacking. This is where our voice are. This is where we got to do better, right? This is where the disconnect happened. You got a lot of OGs who's hiding in this shit.
It looks nasty, man.
Not having to grow up.
Peter Pan land.
Peter
nasty.
Pan land. You can get away with it to where you stick. I see you, Mike Muse, building on that, Mike. Mike, I know I can hear your brain knocking over there. Pop, pop, pop. You want to add to that, or are you good? You just listening?
No, I mean it's just so true. I was just thinking about that revelation you just had, and it made me realize that is so true. Is that we allow the juvenility of it all, right?
Yeah.
Like the immaturity to pass as acceptability, right? And we allow the immaturity to pass as adulthood, right? And so I was just listening to you, King Crooked, and you were just talking about earlier. You said something really great. You said, hip hop has evolved to allow us to be able to talk about the parents. I was even thinking about how maybe now MCs need to evolve and how they give back to communities, as you were mentioning, Sway, the separation of being in the hood and also too wanting to give back and to work for it. But I think this is why this is an amazing conversation that we're having. Like sometimes not even about a question, but it's more so just about a comment that we can all shape the narrative and advance the conversation forward. And I think this is a start of advancing, the conversation. But a question I have, and excuse me if it's a little bit controversial, but there was someone up here recently who mentioned that having a chain is a symbol of trophies, right? And so that made me think about sometimes the immaturity of it all. I'm just curious, do you see that perspective of chains being trophies?
Oh, that's an interesting
I know I don't. I mean, I used to be on Death Row Records, and that chain was a trophy in a bad way. If they could get that chain off your neck, then they can go back to their hood and they could get brownie points for that. So they would do anything they could to get that chain off your neck. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of enemies to the Death Row label. So
now
it was a trophy in a bad way to me. I would never look at it like that, but I do get the vibe. The vibes is, I came from nothing. I came from the gutter. I came from the mud. Look at me now. Look what I've achieved. I have shiny things now, but the mindset needs to be expanded. That's not it. You know what I mean? And a lot of these young guys, I would love to have some sort of an intervention like Compound where we could just actually have like people like Sway, people like, Heather to come through there and talk to the young guys who are the artists who getting their first big check. You know what I mean? Because that's from first big check to like right in somewhere in between the first big check and the first album release. we need to intervene right in that space because what
Yes.
happens is they get the money. You know what I mean?
Here come the homies, and here come
everybody is.
I never thought about that first trimester or that first stage of it, but it's pivotal.
Yeah.
It is absolutely pivotal.
And you know what, Mike? Like to think about the chain question a little bit. Like, I also think it matters when you get in a chain, right? Because I never had a chain, on my come up. It wasn't my thing because of that same energy Crook's talking about. But now I'm like, yo, I want a chain. I'm a mature grandfather. This is not a status symbol.
Yeah.
This is just, I like nicer things.
Yeah.
I rap my ass off to be able to afford the things I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is not to stunt on anyone. This is a personal decision. You know what I mean? So, I'm getting a piece made of me and Crook's new logo.
What's your new logo?
We didn't show it to him.
Oh yeah, we gotta show you.
Yeah, we're gonna show you
I'm
that.
I'm getting one of them too.
Yeah, like I mean, this is it's not a trophy.
Shut up,
It's
Sway.
just a
We got one for Sway.
Yeah, we got you.
Everybody says that. I don't have nothing on my name. Go ahead.
No, but like, so when you young and you get your first record deal, right? To me, it's it carries those energies. I'm stunting. I made it.
Wrong
You didn't.
energy.
Wrong energy, and so it attracts. Yeah. Let me get it then. Like, but I've seen tasteful pieces of jewelry on people. It don't make you don't want to rob them. You just like, damn, that's nice. That's a good watch.
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice chain. It's
You know what's so funny about what Mike asked y'all and what's so true about what y'all saying when you come around? Like when you go into these meetings, like after the first deal, and now you're getting to mature. When you go into these meetings for these multi-million-dollar deals and you're really doing business, dude sitting across from you got on a watch. Like, it may be a wedding band.
yeah.
Right.
Maybe.
Peep
like,
that game.
That game. And then it's like, well, make sure you get this done by next week because I'll be off in the Cayman Islands for a month. You're like, oh, this is different.
Yeah, the toys
peep
change.
that.
The
Yeah,
toys
peep that.
It
change.
changed.
The toys
It
change.
changes so much.
like that.
Ain't no stuff. It's like jeans, like the shirt tucked in the belt, but the watch and the
Yeah.
That's how you know.
and the passport and the phone.
That's
Yes.
And that's what I mean by, I actually want to build this compound with a studio and with all these different like facilities for creators, you know what I mean, and really bring in mentors for these young guys because somebody need to talk to them, somebody that actually cares about them, you know what I mean, because we get it. When I got my first deal, y'all saw me walk down the streets of Eastside Long Beach all the time, broke.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now I got a Benz. I want to come back down them same streets up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the energy. But it's like, you know what? It's like, nah, we got to really be careful out here.
Yeah.
And we got to teach these kids something, you know what I mean?
Let's get that franchise going.
Yeah.
Heather and I'll jump in there.
Man, that'd be
Mike,
dope.
Mike gets paid to talk, but he'll donate his services.
Hey, dog,
Wow,
I'm
Mike,
dead
his-
serious, bro.
Tracy will
For
come.
these
No,
two
I'm dead
fellas,
ass.
I will.
Oh, no,
I
absolutely.
appreciate
Dead
that.
ass serious.
Shit,
Like,
I'll
the-
cook. I'll bring
Only for these two.
Yeah, I'm,
You don't even
I'll-
cook
yo,
here.
shut up. But that's, you heard that hate torch. But I think that's part of it too. Even for like young women, I would love to like be in the kitchen with young women and just talking and building and showing like those normal things. Like it's dope to be able to do that. To y'all point, a lot of things start at home. A lot of stuff just start, but who don't have those community centers, it start at home. So
Yeah.
I'm with y'all. Whatever
King
y'all
Crook
do,
and Joel
you got me.
Ortiz, man. Get these guys a round of applause. Y'all got a lot of callers.
Oh, dope.
All right, I'm going to go fast. Y'all with this? All right. Answer fast, okay? You can. Robbie in Atlanta, go ahead. What's your question? Quick question, quick answer. Go. Boom.
All right, quick question. Why is Tupac not considered a lyricist? When we think about lyricism, it's always on an East Coast-based thing as far as metaphors, punchlines, entendres, so on and so forth. But people from other regions never get that acclaim when talking about lyricism.
Okay.
I mean, first, you know what it is? They don't know how to grade lyricism. They don't know how to their points system is off. You know what I mean? Because they're only listening to double entendres, metaphors, perhaps the cadence, the pattern, the rhyme patterns, and all that. But what they don't understand is you get mega points for talking to somebody's spirit with your songs. You know what I'm saying? You get mega points for understanding the right words to say and the right words not to say. And, his cadences was crazy. He did have syllable rhymes, you know what I mean? I can give you a million examples of Tupac spitting syllable rhymes, you know what I mean? But it's just a narrative, just like when they say Nas don't know how to pick beats. beats is crazy, man. These people have crazy narratives. They grow and then they get out of control. Tupac was absolutely a lyricist.
Yeah, who said he wasn't?
That's
Loser.
kind of crazy. I wasn't even.
Yeah, like, what up, people?
Well, you see that in people who have the mic now. There are a lot of people behind mics.
Everyone
that are just spitting out, spewing things for the most points, or the most attention, right? You know, and so it's no context, it's no history. If you believe that, fine, but what's your historical context to it? And that's how we enhance our conversations in this genre. It just can't be you just spitting on the ground just so to just to hit the ground. Black is in Chicago.
Black is black.
Hey, Black.
What's your question, Black?
Yo, what's good?
Word.
I'd like to give a shout out to man Joell, Ortiz, and Crooked Eye both, man, for being such dope artists. Well, for one, I'd like to give a shout out to Crooked Eye, man. When he was coming to Illinois, I was a personal barber, man. I got some shots on my Instagram. He don't remember, man. We had shared a lot of knowledge, man. I'm 48 years old, so we shared a lot of knowledge with each other, man. I listen to both those guys' music, man. I just want to tell them, man, keep their heads up, man. Whatever they could do for their community, do it, man. Like I say, people are looking up to them, man. I'm all the way in Illinois, and I look up to both of them guys myself, man. So they're doing a great job, man, with hip-hop, man, and taking it towards, another level, especially with the community center joint. That's a joint you can bob your head to, and it's so love you can put in your heart. So peace, man.
Hey,
Thank you, man.
Thank you, bro.
What kind of can you using, Black?
That phone is wild.
Yeah, that can phone he got didn't sound too good.
It's something about being a barber.
Dwayne in Texas, what's your question?
Hey, Dwayne.
Hey.
Well, all right.
What's up, Dwayne?
Hey, Dwayne, hold on line. I got something for you there. Dwayne, hold on 1 second. There you go. Chuck in Iowa, what's your question?
Chucky.
I have something for D. Chuck, what up, man?
Excuse me?
Chuck, you losing, baby. What's your question, Chuck?
Yes, my question is how, when y'all broke up the Slaughterhouse, how did y'all protect y'all mental? Not deal with the breakup at all, but how did you protect your mental, your headspace?
Good question.
By dropping Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse. That's how I protected my mind state, was to go in the booth, rap about it. Music has always been therapeutic to me, so it made me go in the booth, and we made an album called Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse, and that's the way I protected mine.
All right, appreciate it. 1 second, fan out, y'all. That Mr. Ortiz.
Yeah.
Top 5. Always have.
Thank you, man.
I really appreciate y'all.
Really appreciate that.
God bless you.
Yo, he just blushed when you said that.
Absolutely. We throw that because that, I don't know, because we throw around top 5 loosely, right?
Yeah, I don't do it.
Yeah, I can't. I hate when they. So what's your top 5? It's like, damn.
Well, it's an algorithm thing. You talk about top 5, you're gonna bring more attention to. They don't care what your top 5 is.
Never.
They don't care.
And they're going to throw somebody crazy in there just so you can get the conversation going.
Yep.
Yo, but listen, this is. I feel like we gotta do a part 2. Joell Ortiz and King Crooked, right?
Yes.
man.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, you gonna cater it, Heather?
Oh, I got y'all.
We big boys.
Easy.
You be on that gram wildin'. I'm like, oh, she gonna do that to the shrimp?
Get out, Joel. Get out.
Poor old shrimp. Yeah. What that shrimp ever do to you, Heather?
Damn, about to be
You gonna go ahead
eaten.
and glaze it like that?
Yo, wait. Before y'all go, all right. Crook, I heard this rumor that you was gonna be battling Disaster.
Yes, sir.
Which league?
GTX. That's his league, and Lush One. Shout out Lush One. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Crook, you're battling at this. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to do something nobody did before. Drop 2 albums that chart and then walk in the ring and take somebody's head off.
Why? Do you not like Disaster?
Well, I have no problem with Disaster, but I have a big problem with my legacy not having Disaster's head on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
really?
as an MC, I'm a gladiator MC. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a blue-collar MC. I like to work.
Do you
I like
think
to write.
he's good as a battle rapper?
He's excellent. He's a monster. That's the only one I would get into the ring with monsters. Because why go in there and just chip somebody off that's easy to clip? You know what I'm saying?
I hosted Total Slaughter when Joe did that.
You hear me?
I was there.
Yeah.
And it was kind of peculiar. I thought it was dope that Joe did it though. I
gave him all his props for getting in there. Putting the mic down, no, but I gave him all his props for getting in there.
Yeah.
But you see, Sway, you didn't know that Total Slaughter was my original idea.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then I started talking to Joell, and me and Joell built on it on a plane to
Wait a
Paris.
minute. Total Slaughter was
Yeah. Because I read
the TV show and everything.
Yeah. So we've been attached to that little culture for a minute. So you know how it goes. It's like, yo,
did y'all get paid for the TV show?
hell nah.
No mind.
Nah.
Did y'all get paid for the Total Slaughter battle that I hosted? I got paid.
Sway.
You got a check for that?
Check?
I think Royce and Joe got paid.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Yeah. We got. Yo, listen.
Heather's
listen,
out. All right, Heather. See you at Urban View.
Hey, listen. That shit was so foul. They had Kool Herc waiting in the alley. They wouldn't even let him in the building at the pay-per-view shit. I went out there and had to go spaz on some security. I'm like, yo, this is Kool Herc right here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I knew, you know what, this whole thing is just, I can't deal with it.
Well, Joe got paid because he
battled.
With
I mean, but we were executive producers.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were executive producers.
But
on there,
was
and we were hosts.
Was Royce
we were
a
TV
EP
hosts.
too?
Yeah, all of us.
All
were.
of us, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what made me do one shot.
Well, y'all like now that it's over, well, y'all like the Step Brothers. You know how like in what was it, Cinderella had the evil stepsisters?
I think some of them might have
y'all
saw
like the Forgotten Step Brothers of Slaughterhouse and I mean, I'm being funny, but was it kind of like that?
A little funny.
It was a little funny.
A little funny.
It was a little funny, you know what I'm saying, on the business side of things, but you know. It's all good though. We here, Harbour City season 1.
Yeah, I'm not gonna harbor in there. I just find it fascinating because when I listen to songs like "In My Feelings,"
right. Yeah, you already caught that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Joell talking about contracts from way back then, and then there's contracts that's still happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is why y'all independent. A lot of fans didn't understand the division, the breakup, the whole nine, right? And there's more to it than just people being angry over bars. It's like y'all just told us about your magnificent, beautiful families and what you see in your future. So decisions had to be made.
Of course.
Right. And I just think the jewel out of it was for all you young guys out there who are thinking of doing groups, if these ain't your brothers, and even if they are, it might be cool to get an agreement between the group, a contractual agreement between the members that holds everybody accountable. So maybe if they don't show up to shows or if they don't want to do albums on, you know, in a timely manner or whatever, they can be held accountable for that. And you get a certain amount of strikes, and then maybe you know your pay starts docking, or maybe you get kicked out of the whole group or whatever. But there needs to be some sort of agreement now moving forward, I feel like, for groups. We've seen it in hip hop. You know, they always break up. It's all, I think, an agreement between the group, not just an agreement between the group and the label
or the production company.
Agreement between the members of the group. I feel like that will prevent a lot of this type of thing from happening again in the future, bro. And that's the gym. I try to pull a gym out, like what can we do for, you know, the next generation and not have to go through anything like this.
That's the gym right there. All right. I love it, man. Harbour City season 1.
Yes, sir.
Where's Harbour City? Is that anywhere USA?
Well, tonight it's at Looney Tunes in Long Island.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to be over there with the kids signing CDs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing what we do. 7 o'clock.
Okay.
7 o'clock. West Babylon.
West Babylon. Looney Tunes record and CDs. Signing them, doing what we do. And to answer your question, Harbour City is a place that it's 2 cities that became one. They both on the water, Long Beach and Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? That was the concept of the whole album, was to bring these 2 cities together. And both of them are on the water, and we share more things in common than most would probably think. And that's the thing about me and Joell that I'm really loving right now, is that we can show the commonality between the East Coast and the West Coast. I grew up on housing authority, food stamps, WIC checks, you know what I'm saying, spraying Raid on the roaches. It's the same grilled cheese, government cheese sandwich. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, we have common goals, we have common visions and dreams, and there's no need for us to ever be divided, East Coast, West Coast. It's all about unity in hip hop. That's what the culture is about. That's what we represent, and we represent that globally.
There you go, man. King Crooked and
Boom.
Joell Ortiz. I love it, man. And every coast too. All the communities.
All of them.
We got more in common than we don't.
Yes, man.
Let's stop
yes.
hating ourselves. We'll stop hating each other. Let's take it deeper than rap, man. I love it, man. Harbour City Season 1 out now. Thank you for joining us, fellas.
Thank you for having us.